So in one of my previous videos, I talked about backwards compatibility for PlayStation 5 and the official information that Sony has put out there about that feature for the next-gen console. We talked about how more than 99% of the 4,000 plus PlayStation 4 games will be compatible with PlayStation 5, and in fact, only basically 10 games will not carry forth to PlayStation 5, will not be backwards compatible. Here's the full list for those curious. It is unfortunate that Game of the Millennium, Joe's Diner, you can see right here, I mean 20 out of 10, 20 out of 10, 15 out of 10. One troll who says, you know, wow, worst game in history. Obviously, they're being sarcastic, and they actually meant to give this game a 10 to 15 out of 10. So the Game of the Millennium isn't coming to PlayStation 5, which is a shame, but other than that, you're not really missing out on much. But yeah, in this blog post, Sony details how they're more focused on PlayStation 4 backwards compatibility right now, so no mention of PS3, PS2, PS1 backwards compatibility. They talked about how select titles will see increased loading times, certain titles will take advantage of something called Game Boost for improved and more stable frame rates, and then some games, just by default, the ones that have unlocked frame rates or dynamic resolution will just straight up benefit from PS5's more advanced hardware without developers having to go in there and optimize the game or anything. So, you know, a lot of similarities with how Xbox Series X is approaching things. VR is also going to be backwards compatible, so as long as you have the accessories and games, you can transfer everything. But there is one correction I have to make about this segment right here that talks about PS4 game transfers and game saves and how that works between PS4 and PS5. So it is confirmed right here that you can transfer digital games, game data, and game saves from PS4 to PlayStation 5. You can use LAN cable, Wi-Fi, or an external storage device. Now, when I read this segment in my last video, I misinterpreted what this meant. So this excerpt reads, "Please note that the ability to transfer game saves between a PS4 version and a PS5 version of the same game is a developer decision and will vary title by title for cross-generational games." So the way I interpreted this was that if a game from PS4 is backwards compatible with PS5, whether save files will transfer over and work in backwards compatibility mode on PlayStation 5 will depend on the developer, which I thought suggested that developers have to put in some kind of extra work to ensure that PS4 saves will work on PS5 even when running in just backwards compatibility mode. But a lot of people pointed out that this is a misinterpretation because it says right here between a PS4 version and a PS5 version of the same game. In backwards compatibility mode, all save files from PS4 will also work on PS5, but on the other hand, there might be games that will get their own PS5 version or upgrade, kind of like how Witcher 3, for example, is going to offer a free next-gen upgrade. We know games like Miles Morales is releasing for both PS4 and PS5, and we know games like Ghost of Tsushima have been confirmed to have an upgraded version for PS5. So when it comes to a disparity of versions where you're kind of getting an enhanced version for PlayStation 5, that's when save file transfer may depend on the developer. That's when developers may have to kind of ensure and work around some issues that may arise when it comes to save file compatibility. But this is only for PS5 versions of PS4 games rather than PS4 games running on PS5 in backwards compatibility mode. So that's an important distinction. When it comes to Spider-Man Miles Morales, we already know right here that not only can you upgrade from a PS4 version to a PS5 version, but also we know that game save files will transfer. Same with Sackboy: A Big Adventure, and Ghost of Tsushima's official Twitter page tweeted out that they too will have an upgraded version for PS5 and save files will also transfer. So this is very good news across the board, especially when you consider that over 99% of PS4 games are backwards compatible with PS5. The only exception are basically these 10 titles right here. So we're looking at a scenario where pretty much every single PlayStation 4 game, save for 10, all of the important PlayStation 4 games will fully transition to PlayStation 5, so your library won't have to start from scratch. It means you're probably going to be able to sell off your PS4 and just use your PS5 as both a next-gen system and a way to play PS4 titles on it. So yeah, it's just really great to see how comprehensive PS5's backwards compatibility with PS4 is. And I just wanted to make sure you know that you don't have to really worry about save files in backwards compatibility mode. But if you do upgrade a game from the PS4 version to the PS5 version, that's when you might have to look up whether you have to, start a game over again from scratch, whether save files will be compatible or not. But it seems as though a lot of developers have had success with making that transferability possible and ensuring that save files will carry over. So I surmise that it's not going to be a huge issue, but at the same time, it is going to be developer dependent. So for example, with FIFA, of course, classic EA. Basically, Ultimate Team stuff transfers over from PS4 to PS5 from current gen to next gen, but stuff from other modes will not carry over. That's something that they've outlined. And I surmise that if EA really tried, they could find a way to make sure everything transfers over, but of course, they're only going to care about Ultimate Team. But that kind of highlights that, yes, it is ultimately up to developers to decide what kind of compatibility there will be between a PS4 version of a game and then an upgraded PS5 version. So yeah, this is all I want to say, folks. I just wanted to correct some information and make sure people understand how save file transfers actually work from PS4 to PS5. I hope this was a useful video, and for those who might have gotten the wrong idea from my last video, I hope this clarifies some things and offers some relief. So yeah, with that, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are on everything revealed about PlayStation 5's backwards compatibility, and to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.